debt-free, I'm a happy camper. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. If it's going to be worthwhile in your life, you're going to have to make it happen. And you're going to have to pay the price. And you and I can commit to being people who intentionally pursue the people and the treasure. I was asked this week by someone, is this a seeker church? Would you consider Friends a seeker church? Seeker church was a term that was used in the 1990s, and what it meant was churches went to great lengths to make churches very comfortable for people that were outside the faith that were kind of trying to find Jesus. And so they would do music, they would use a lot of drama, it didn't sound and feel a lot like church, and so it was a great bridge for people to get into the family of God, and then they would get them into discipleship programs. Some great churches would be considered seeker model. But the question was, are you a seeker church? And the answer was, yes. Our people are seeking people. We're not a seeker church in model, but you are supposed to be seeking people. Jesus said, I didn't come to take care of those who are well. I came to seek and save the lost. That's our job. So yes, we are a seeker church, just inside out instead of outside in. Okay? But you and I have got to pursue these people because those people out there, they're looking for what you have. They're looking for the treasure. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to have to really fight for it. You're going to have to really, really, really fight for it. Because there's so many things out there that are going to work against you. Your schedule, your energy, your health, your family, your finances, all those things will be constantly working against you. Why? Because the world's full of pirates. There are a whole bunch of pirates. Anybody else figured out how this one little boat of 5 pirates can take over a giant ship yet? Has anybody figured that out? It's because the 5 pirates have big guns. That's how. And that's exactly your life. You've got these little tiny rowboats full of enemies that show up, and because they've got big guns, they can paralyze us. That's what happens. So life's full of pirates that want to steal the treasure. But you have to fight for it. You can't just lay down and die. You've got to fight for it. I will tell you this. It's the little things that will bite you the hardest. When I was in the insurance business, I used to have a debit route. A debit route is an insurance term which means I'm going to go to 35 houses and I'm going to collect money each month. My debit route was probably 110 accounts. And so I had to collect $3 here and $4.16 here and $8 here, and and I had all these little country folk out in the country in Alabama, outside of Tuscaloosa. And I can remember people that were just $3, $4 a month, and it was all I had was a burial policy or a small life insurance policy. My job was to go out and collect money. Well, my manager told me one time, he said, Tom, I need to tell you, you don't ever have to be afraid of anybody's dog that's big. You need to be afraid of the little dog. I'm like, what? He said, I'm telling you, you don't have to be afraid of big dogs. You need to be afraid of the little dog. And I got out of my car, it was a double-wide trailer, and this dog ran up to me, and it was huge. And I decided to take my manager's advice. And I just walked right up past it. I was talking to the dog. I called the dog Catfish, because his head was about that wide and about that tall, just like a catfish. I didn't even know, but it was a pit bull. I didn't even know what a pit bull was. And that dog would walk around me, and he'd walk me from my car to the trailer and back out to my car, and never bothered me. I went to this one lady's house, and she invited me into the fence, and I went inside, and we had a little good conversation, and I came outside, and she had 2 Maltese. Anybody have a Maltese? A Maltese is a mop that thinks it's a pit bull. I come in, no problem. Everything's fine. I'm on my way out. I'm getting ready to leave, and I'm at the gate. I'm at the little chain link fence. I'm ready to leave. And the lady asks me a question, and I turn around, and I start to answer the question, and I decide to say something to the dog. So I look at one dog, and I said something like, good dog. I don't know what I said, but he didn't like my tone of voice. And that dog started barking, and the other dog started barking. And then they're having a barking contest, and then they're nipping at me, and I'm dancing around like I got fire ants in my socks. And the lady's laughing, and all the neighbors are laughing, and I'm out there dancing the hoochie coo, trying to stay away from these 2 Maltese dogs. Because it's the little ones that will bite you, not the big ones. And the same is true in life. It's the little things that will irritate you. It's the little things that will get you off your game. Not the big ones. It's the little ones. Gotta watch out for the little dogs. They're the ones that will bite you. Because life is about living on purpose. You have to intentionally commit, absolutely focus on what it is you're going to do. Cameron wants to learn to play golf. I don't know if you knew that or not. But I'm going to teach Cameron how to play golf. When you play golf, you cannot step up on the tee box and go, I am not going to hit it in that water. Because yes, you are. You have to say to yourself, I am going to hit it over here. You cannot say, I'm not going to do something. You have to think, I am going to do this. I am not going to be like my dad. I'm not going to be like my dad. Yes, you are. Because what you're thinking about is your dad. You're thinking about how your dad behaves, and you're going to end up behaving just like him. You have to think in what you are going to do, not what you're going to avoid. If you're in sales, I am going to make 10 phone calls today. I am going to go on 3 appointments today. Not, well, I'm just not going to sit around and do what I did last week. No, yes, you will. Okay, you have to decide, I am going to. You can't say I can't. You could say I won't. Can't and won't are completely different. You have to live your life on purpose. Focus on what you want to do. So for you, individually or as families, in 2010, what will be different when we get together in January next year? Where are you going to be? Are you going to pray more? Are you going to give more? Are you going to volunteer more? Are you going to read your Bible more? Are you going to tell more people? You're going to lead so-and-so down the street to Christ? You're going to invite somebody to come to this? What will be different 1 year from now? Alex Vasquez last weekend picked up his phone and got a text message from a friend. It was January the 3rd. I have already blown my New Year's resolution for my diet. I'll start again next year. Well, that doesn't work when it comes to the faith. You can't give up on January the 3rd. You can't give up on January the 10th. What will be different for you next year than it is right now? Here's why. Because the sum of all of you added up is the total for the church family. Now we might have a plus and a plus and a minus and a minus and a plus and a minus and a plus and a plus and a plus and a plus and a minus. But the sum of all this added up is the family, is the church family. So where will we be a year from now? Because you can have one person and another person, now you have a couple. You add a third person, now you have a family. You can have a family unit of 2, but you have 3 people, it's a family. Well, here we have 250 individuals, but we have one family. So what will be different for Friends in 2010? What will be different? Because it's each one of you playing your part, your purpose, that will determine if we reach ours. The people are the treasure. You know that one kid that's in your class at school? You know what I'm talking about. That one kid that parents are going to sell him for $10 million? That kid is the treasure. That parent who chews you out, that's the treasure. The kid that you have at home that won't obey you is the treasure. The neighbor who doesn't like you. The neighbor that doesn't like the way you trim your lawn. The neighbor that doesn't like the way your dog poops in their yard. That's the treasure. The people are the treasure. And God has allowed these sandpaper people to come into our lives to rough us up a little bit, but ultimately to smooth us out. What will you do? Who is on your hit list for 2010? The people are the treasure. The kingdom of God is like a field. It's the culture. And somewhere there's the treasure. The kingdom of God is buried in there. Well, I say we dig it up. I say we dig it up and tell everybody about it. Wouldn't that make more sense? So where are we going to be? How will you seize your part of the treasure, the people that are in your life? You're going to invite them over for dinner. You can take them out for coffee. You're going to start hanging around them. You're going to take up a new hobby so you can spend time with them. What are you going to do? How will you seize the treasure? Let's pray. God, you have entrusted to us so many different things and so many different resources. Our time, our talent, our treasure, what we think is ours. And, there are people in our lives that you have allowed us to have